So, getting into Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I will say that this game was very surprising. If you've ever played XCOM, then you'd be used to this kind of gameplay. Now, the first thing I did is bought the DLC. I really like strategy games, Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy Tactics. So I did buy the DLC for this. As soon as you start up the game, the story, it's a Mario game, right? It really doesn't have story. I will say the production value of the intro movie is very Pixar-ish. Ubisoft did such a great job with this game. I'm very surprised, and I mean, worst kept secret. Everybody knew this game was gonna come out, just because they couldn't really, keep it a secret. But I will say that I was very surprised, and a lot of games that I played with the Rabbids, you could say they've been, these guys are annoying, but in this game they come out very much. They're funny. They have a character. They have a soul. They actually make you laugh. A couple of times I did bust out laughing. What I really enjoy about this game, something that very different from other Mario games in particular, is that again, if you played XCOM, you would know that you can move, you can do combos, you can do super attacks like increase your damage. In here, for example, I can jump on Luigi, Rabbid Luigi, which can cause me to do another jump, or I'm trying to decide where to move. And you need to be careful because, for example, these guys that I'm fighting right now, those big guys carrying those blocks, when you hit them, they move. Normally they don't wait to your turn, and if they get one block or right next to you, they will damage you. So you got to think about how you're going to be attacking them, especially at the beginning of the game. So right here I'm kind of looking, okay, what is the distance that these guys reach? Where am I gonna go? For example, right here I shoot him. I know he's gonna jump out of bounds, just because I have a certain percentage, so I'm kind of hoping, okay, well, let me see if he'll jump out of bounds. I damaged him. Since he jumped out of bounds, he's not gonna move towards me. So now I'm trying to see, okay, let me, if I can move to this area here. That way I can start planning out and strategizing, right? Because that's what the game is about. So I want to move a little to the back, and now Mario's turn, for example, and you can see how you kind of start playing around with how you're gonna damage him. So with all the damage that I made before, I know that I'm able to attack him here. However, I was kind of hoping to get a little bit more attacks. So as you see there, I hit him. He was able to come back and strike me. He had 2 damage or 2 HP left. I really thought I was going to take him out. As you can see there, you have to defeat all 4 enemies. And with her shot, I mean, he's pretty much out. You can collect those coins using Beepo. Right here, I'm using this move that what I think is called Hero Sight, and what that does, if anybody moves, Mario will shoot them. These are kind of cool little things that happen. You'll have like tornadoes, or you'll have ice storms, or you'll have bad guys there that will take a turn before the bad guys. So what these guys will do, they'll attack bad guys and good guys regardless. And as you saw there, one of the Rabbids moved, which Hero Side Mario was able to attack him beforehand. So those are the kind of things you got to take into consideration, especially when you're in the higher levels, because the game gets, for the first part it's very easy. But if you're not watching out, or you're really not planning your move, one move can cost the life. I mean, one of those guys can do 30-40 damage. One of those bad guys, whenever you attack them, right? If they get close to you. So right there, what I want to do is I'm gonna slide, hopefully do enough damage, and hit him. And then I believe with Mario, I go right next to him, on the top ledge, and I shoot him from the top. Now, normally with your skill, with the skill tree, you can get you can do more damage if you're on top. So if you're on a higher ground, which is something that I kind of take advantage here. And they do these little powers like honey. Honey allows them to not to move. Bosses are amazing. They have a little puzzle. They have like kind of, you gotta figure out how to beat them. For example, every time you hit this boss, you know, he gains health. So the problem here is, the conundrum here is, how am I gonna damage him without, you know, without him having to re-heal every single time? So as you see here, one of the moves that Mario can do is he can jump on him. I can jump on those bananas, which will cause that platform to fall. Now, if he takes damage, he won't be able to heal up. So now is a perfect point where you wanna, you know, you wanna hit him. And I do the hero sight there. That way, if he moves, he, you know, Mario will do an attack, even though it's on Mario's turn. So here you know, I want to see if I can move a Peach, or Rabbid Peach, a little closer. That way I can hit him. He's still out of range, so I won't be able to. But with Luigi, Rabbid Luigi, I can do some damage there. Now, obviously, after learning that if I'm close to Donkey Kong, if I hit him again, or if I lose my turn, he's gonna damage me. So what I want to do here is I want to move Mario out of the way before I actually do damage to Rabbid Donkey Kong. And you always gotta stay inbound, so you gotta stay inside the blue line. So as you can see here, and these are the kind of things that I really like about the bosses. They're very unpredictable, so you always have to be, you know, change your strategy. So right there, I'm like, okay, I can just shoot him and kill him right there. But he changed places, more bananas dropped. Now it's gonna be a little harder. Now here, you know, I finally get to beat him, and this is something where you start seeing where the Rabbids are really, really funny, and where their comedic value add a lot to the game. A bunch of little nods. I mean, Donkey Kong keep climbing up, you know, and that's in the original game. Oh god, and I mean, she is probably my favorite character in the whole game.
Wait.
That poker face that she makes at the end is excellent. And you know, it's really funny. And as you keep going, you start off with only the basic 3 characters, and you keep unlocking them as you go. You know, this a little bit further in the game. I'm fighting Bowser Jr. here, and you know, he has one of those attacks where when you hit him, he gets closer to you, and he spits out like these torpedo cars out of his stomach. You know, and right here, I'm kind of having to flank him from the sides. He does a lot of damage, so you wanna be careful, especially also because I have already taken out all the enemies that he had with him. So here I kind of want to move next to Peach. You know, and really plan out, you know, think ahead. How are you going to attack him? You know, right here. He gets very close to me. And I had that shield up. That way he'll do the damage, but, you know, if there's any special, and he'll be immune to it. Man, these guys do so much damage. Now, going into, you know, the characters, as I said, you know, as you keep going, you pass all the stages, you start unlocking all your characters. In here, I already unlocked all the characters, and you can kind of see their stats. I mean, 590 damage. This is already way ahead in the game. You know, you got your Mario, which is your average. You know, Peach, which is your healer. Rabbid Luigi, which is kind of your mage. You got you know, Luigi as sniper. Then you have him, which is like a brawler. You have her, which is kind of like a paladin. You know, the next one is kind of your big gun shooter, lots of damage. And you got him that can deliver, you know, really strong sniper kind of things. Here's where you can buy your weapons. Obviously, I'm already deep in the game, so I pretty much unlocked all of Mario's weapons. Same thing with I believe with Rabbid Peach, and you know, you buy these weapons and you start upgrading. I mean, and it's necessary that you go back and you keep upgrading your weapons, because that's the only way you get stronger, when you start doing your stronger attacks. And here you see that, you know, you got your ink damage, your bounce damage, and your percentage. So, you know, one of the biggest things I love was the bounce chance. I mean, some of them are like really high, 80%, to where every time you hit them, more than likely they'll end up, you know, getting pushed out of bounds. If they get pushed out of bounds, they get extra damage. Here's your skill trees, and this is where you can do, you know, if you can do a slide attack. Instead of doing one slide attack, you can do two or three or four slide attacks. I think with Peach, Rabbid Peach, you can do 4 slide attacks, and then you can increase the damage of each slide attack. So, for example, some of these bad guys, they have 500, 600, 700, 800 damage, and you know, and every time you hit them, you know, they get close to you, so you wanna be able to slide and slowly take out their damage without them, or take out or damage them without them getting super close to you. It's something that you start kind of playing out. Like Mario has a really strong jump attack that does 150 damage. So I used him a lot when I was going against bosses that were very close, or bosses that would move. That way I could jump on them, and then I could get them out of the way. Now right here, every time you kind of beat a stage, an area, you gain these special powers that will enable you to destroy, you know, like dirt mounds, or they'll destroy blocks, which is pretty cool. Amiibo, you can scan for Amiibo, and you'll just get some extra weapons. They're strong guns. I would say they're helpful for like the first, second stage. Once you get to the third stage, when the game really starts ramping up in difficulty, Spooky Trails, and that's when I would say you need to have these really strong guns, and you need to kind of save your gold, and be very strategic with your gold. One thing I would say is, if you can, and if possible, try to like find every single little secret in every stage. I mean, there's so much, there's so many little secrets hidden that you definitely do need gold. Like for example here, I unlocked that to destroy those little mounds of dirt once I beat the final boss, which allows me to get that treasure chest, and also that cannon that blasted up our ultimate challenges, which are, I believe each stage has one ultimate challenge that they're really difficult challenges. And there's 4 worlds, and each world is cut into 2 sections. So you got your mid boss and you got your final boss in each world. And in between, you know, the mid boss and the final boss, I mean, there's a crap ton of battles that you do, and some battles, you know, they're different. There's some where you gotta escort missions where it doesn't matter how many you kill, you escort them, or there's other ones where you gotta find Toadette, and Toadette is, or you gotta find Toad, and you gotta escort them, or you gotta escort a little rabbit to a safe area. All your unlocks are here. As you can see, I haven't finished unlocking everything, but I mean, you get some good little art. In my OCD, really, I was trying to find everything as possible, but I mean, you won't be able to find everything on your first run through. You have to finish the game so you can start unlocking more abilities, so you can start finding those treasure chests. Here, I mean, you unlock some cool music depending on the color of the chest. You also unlock some 3D models, which are pretty cool. Very reminiscent of the figurines that I was able to get. which I have an unboxing video that I'll post. I'll link at the end of the review. And then you got the tarot cards. The tarot cards are my favorite. They're really funny. I mean, the little animations on them. I think there's one animation where the guy's on the toilet. Let's see if it comes out here. Yeah, the occupied one. That one's fantastic, where he's hanging. And that's it, guys. I mean, it's a great game, fun game. If I had to give it a ranking, I would probably give it an 8 out of 10. Definitely a lot harder than it looks. But thanks for watching. God bless. Like, subscribe. And you guys have a fantastic day. Bye.